All right, this is the ROLLEIFLEX AUTOMAT 3 based on the serial numbers. You can just Google ROLLEIFLEX serial numbers and a few sites come up right away and they tell you based on the serial number what model you have. This one has the serial number right there underneath the word ROLLEIFLEX. And this is an older one. This one isn't one of their, high-end ones. This one you shouldn't pay more than a couple $100. It has a TLR 3.5 lens. It has some problems actually. If I listen to it, listen to this. Hear those clicks? That's not really normal. That should be probably as smooth as all the others, but it works okay, and through the viewfinder it looks like everything is staying in focus and changing focus, and it appears to be working okay. This is another camera that I picked up very inexpensively because somebody said it needed work. It doesn't really need that much work. I've processed a roll of film with it. It shoots sharp pictures. Some people say the TLR isn't as good as the planar and the Zenitar. Well, I think that's probably true based on lens elements. As far as quality of the picture and can you get a great picture out of a TLR? I have a ROLLEIFLEX T besides this one. Both of these have TLR lenses and I love some of the images that come out of them. So don't think that you must pay for a Zenitar or a planar lens. A clean TLR lens with good light, good photography skills, good composition, you can do wonders with. This one is kind of a no-frills body. I don't think it has the brightest viewfinder. You can change out the screens on some of these to make the viewfinders a little bit brighter. But this one, it opens and closes okay. It has film in it. I actually loaded a second roll of film in this and it's on number 10, so I'm not going to fire it. It has this great, I love the simplicity of, they just put this little cover over top of the shutter so that you can't accidentally shoot it. It's got the apertures and shutter speeds as always, right here. The only one that has a different way of setting the apertures and shutter speeds is the T, which I'll show you at another video, and that one has a kind of an odd way of setting the aperture and shutter speed. It has a single button for both. I like these much better. And again, a sharp TLR lens is possible. Pick one up, run some film with it, and try it. I like to shoot a lot of portraits with a ROLLEIFLEX. I like to shoot in up close. I like to shoot wide open and get a shallow background and create a pretty good 3D effect with a ROLLEIFLEX. You may have other interests and what you're shooting may not work as well. But I've shot both Portra and Tri-X and HP5 in ROLLEIFLEX with TLR lenses, and I've had wonderful results. So don't think that you must buy the most expensive ones. Any of these older ones, the automats, they're not nearly as expensive as the 3.5s and the 2.8s. It's still got a 75mm 3.5 lens. And again, it operates the same as the others. You fire the shutter, you open the wind, you wind it back to the same place you opened it to, you wind it back there again backwards, and then you tuck it away. Real simple camera. It's got a depth of field scale on here you can use if you want to check your depth of field. Doesn't have any way of checking the film that is to see if film is loaded. So you really have to make a note. What I do is if I load a roll of film into a camera, I stick the end of that roll of film in the case underneath of it. So when I pull it out of the case, I see the end of the roll of film, the little paper tab from the box. So that's my way, my little secret or trick for remembering is there film in this camera or not. And usually when they're on a number, I can tell that I don't typically fire these cameras empty. I'm using these cameras, so if there's a 10 in that window, that means I'm shooting it. So that's the ROLLEIFLEX AUTOMAT. Certainly these are older than those others that I've shown, so this one is more prone to possibly being problematic, but the apertures are working on this, the shutter speeds are fine, they seem to be accurate, and again, this is the biggest issue. Listen. I don't know what those clicks are. I'm just going to use it until it doesn't work anymore. That's the most efficient way for me to shoot film in a Rolleiflex and have different bodies with me, one with color, one with black and white, maybe a couple different kinds of color, different speeds. I can buy cameras less expensively if I don't pour every dime into fixing them up to brand new. Just so long as they're working. All this camera is a box that holds film flat so that this lens can focus an image on it and save it. So if that clicking isn't an issue for getting a sharply focused photograph, I don't need to spend too much money to go get it fixed. Anyway, that's the Rolleiflex Automat 3. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I love when you ask questions. I love to, if I don't have the answer, to go find the answer for you. And hit the subscribe button. I'll have more reviews for you all the time. And this is a great fun for me to share these cameras with you. I'd love to see some of your pictures too, so send me links. Thanks again for watching.